Are you the voting? Oh.
Good. Patty's not shaking. Patty's available. Thank you so much. Today's the day to hand it up. So you're Mr. Medler? I don't think I've met you before. My name's Amber Tuma.
Amber.
Tuma.
Oh, I'm meeting Mason.
Nice to meet you. And honestly, I don't think I've met you before. Happy here. I need to Mr. Spence?
Hello.
Nice to meet you. And Miss Burns? Is your hair okay? Nice to meet you too. Huh?
You excluded me.
Mr. Malloy, never.
Everybody's
What?
handling it.
Never.
He felt slighted.
Oh, well. It's got things. Half me. Oh, I do believe I missed the sign sheet. You know, I'm used to the community center. Oh, thank you.
You've seen a lot.
Sitting on the step, there we go. I thought that was true, but then I finally got over it, no.
That big bird broke you.
There we are.
Oh, yeah, what she say? What?
Hold on, the season's over. Yeah.
Did she break anything? Oh, thank the Lord. Oh, yes. Yes.
Is the town getting I'm so sorry. Sorry, my bag's in the way.
No.
Good sense of humor.
Yeah, thank you for what you've got.
Well, hello.
And the one on the table.
Oh. I'm sitting in between the wrong people then.
No, maybe it's on vacation.
Am I in the wrong chair?
Hi, sweetheart, how are you doing? No, you're good.
I'm
just thinking about you.
She's so funny.
Sorry, guys.
I know, me too.
All right, we'll call the meeting into session. It is actually 6:07 on June 16th, 2025, regularly scheduled council meeting. We'll stand, do our moment, and then the pledge. Hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done, as in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread,
and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever and ever. Amen.
All right, we'll do our pledge.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
No taxes.
I'm so sorry.
I'm just a little slow.
In closing. Just in closing.
When she was back here,
We could
mine are smaller.
Yeah.
He might just need to take
All right.
since Mandy's not here.
Yeah. As far as people who signed up to speak, do you want to speak now, when the topic arises, at the end?
Totally when the topic arises.
When the topic arises.
Yeah. Is that pretty much everybody that signed up to speak?
I mean, it makes sense.
When the topic arises? Okay, great.
Because there may be more than one topic.
Totally.
Well, when the topic arises that you want to speak on and you've signed this sheet, you will get your 3 minutes. You're welcome to come to the podium.
Otherwise, you have the gavel.
Number 4 is terminate utility worker Ronnie Hayes for job abandonment effective immediately.
Is he here?
No, it's not. This could be an HR nightmare.
Yeah, hadn't heard, he's been off since the middle of May, hadn't heard or seen him since the end of May 27th.
Okay. Is there missing persons?
No,
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
he had contact City Hall or me or any other workers.
I move to go ahead and progress with the termination of employment of Ronnie Hayes.
I'll second it.
All in favor? Implementation of immediate termination of Hawkins Police Officer Lieutenant Eric Tuma on the grounds of dereliction, of sworn duties and dereliction and abandonment of post.
Ma'am, I make a motion to not go over this topic due to, I need to make a comment.
Okay, so first of all,
Uh,
you cannot make a motion to not
Can he speak?
do something.
Or is he not allowed?
So,
I'm making a motion to skip over that and table it to another time.
Well, actually, I would like to speak
But
about it.
I need to, okay, I would like, can I speak before you, ma'am? I only want to speak once tonight. I need to do, because we have new council members.
okay.
We have new council members on the council. Okay, guys, I'm letting y'all know, Madam Secretary's not here, so I don't even know any write-ups that he's did to be written up about. But I do know, if there's a problem with an officer, that the mayor's supposed to go over that with the city attorney and with Tico, and the city attorney and Tico gets back and they all come to conclusion, that comes in front of the city council. My issue is, there's been stuff posted on social media that hasn't been around for 4 months. That kind of hurts my feelings, because 2 months ago, there was a murder across the street from my business. And I'm the one that called the police and called Wood County, and he got there in about an hour, about 1 minute and 15 seconds. Wood County got there at 42 minutes. Well, that's beside the point. He can't be here tonight because he's in a court hearing, because it's got a grand jury court hearing on that trial. He worked very hard all last Monday until about approximately 4 o'clock Tuesday morning on getting all these papers to make sure it was all done exactly where nothing was left out for this meeting. Well, the moral of the story is, we have people that have claimed he's sitting in the office at the police station and not doing anything. Well, then he's out running around and they're saying he can't be found. My problem is going into Brookshire's and seeing a police car. I test drive cars. I see a police car in Brookshire's. I see a police car at the Dollar General store. I see a police car at the gas station. I see a police car sitting on the side. My issue is, this is a really big issue. It's against the law to fire someone because their daughter's in the hospital. You know, and that's the whole purpose for a police department, to have spare police officers for when someone's on vacation or someone's sick or someone's not at work to fill in. When you got one officer that's totally stressed from day-to-day operations on trying to take care of the whole city.
Spreads thin.
And he's spread thin, he's a nervous wreck, and I pray for him all the time that nothing happened to him, because I don't want him to have no heart attack or nothing. We need coverage. This is the worst time to get rid of something right now, to get rid of the police department. I don't feel he's done anything wrong to be dismissed, because here's the issue. We have a complaint on him that someone called, he didn't answer the telephone. You know that, right? Okay. Well, the complaint is, the gentleman's name is Michael Jarrett, okay? I want everyone to raise your hand in here that knows that person.
Yup.
Okay? Don't make no comments, I just want to know. I don't know the guy, but I did do a good job tracing him out. I talked to Van Zandt County Sheriff Department, I talked to Van Zandt County, I contacted City Hall, I also talked to Van Zandt County Police Department, and believe it or not, they've had problems since 2023, approximately 2.5 years. They've had problems in the Van Zandt County and the Van Zandt County and the city of Van, due to this guy stirring up trouble with city council and stirring up trouble with the citizens and stirring up trouble with the police and stirring up trouble with the fire department. Needless to say, I was blown away to find out that he's personal friends with our Hawkins internet tycoon guy. So we got a guy here in Hawkins, and we got another guy that's practicing the same kind of activities in the other city.
Belligerent harassment.
We had 2 murders last night. We don't know who they are.
No, don't speak on things you don't know.
Okay.
Excuse
That-
me,
okay,
do not
all right,
cut
all right.
him off,
Okay,
Madam
okay,
Mayor.
Okay, forget that
Can't do
topic.
that.
All right,
No,
the
you
top-
cannot cut him off. He's a
That's okay.
city
Well,
councilman.
ma'am, let her cut me off.
Your job is
I'm
to
almost
serve
through.
him.
What? I'm
You're
almost
about to get kicked out.
through. Ma'am, I'm almost.
Stop, let me
No.
speak
It's
for
okay,
just.
ma'am, I'm almost,
Stop.
I'm almost through.
Time out.
The moral of the story is, we're skipping procedures here. Now, I just want to let y'all know, we have there's 16 lawsuits against the city council in the city. I have them all right here, 16 pending, due to releasing officers, 3 months ago. And if we would've had our detective, he could've been down there doing that thing at the murder, and that would every time to be a police officer, detective, every babysitter, going out and tracing out a cat and looking at a dog down the street. We're throwing out all of our city citations because we don't have a city attorney. And Mr. Judge, I know that's our judge right there. We're throwing out all of those. We're breaking the law on that, but the final story is, we have 16 pending lawsuits. You are very lucky, because can I tell you why? Because y'all weren't here in the previous city council when there's 2 ladies right here that's in the city council that we're still waiting for a court hearing. We got sued, we didn't do anything wrong because we're not the one that fired the police. And we tried to bend over backwards to get them back, tried to have executive session, that certain people walked out of executive session. But the good news is, we can do the right thing tonight because, ma'am, you, and sir, y'all were not on city council, and so far, the good news is, y'all have nothing to do with any of these 16 lawsuits that we do have something to do with. And if we do this tonight and break the law again, because Tico doesn't know nothing about anything, Tim knows nothing about nothing, our city attorney hasn't went over it, if we vote to dismiss our officer, which I'm not voting to dismiss, because I'm definitely gonna be one of the ones not breaking the law tonight, and I'm almost through talking. I'm just hoping that your hearts and the Lord can convict your voting to do it the correct way, because we have citizens here that live here, taxpayers, I live here, 4th of July's coming up, we don't need no problems in our city, we need police, we're supposed to be voting, trying to get a police chief and a couple officers. I was excited about this meeting till Friday, because I thought we was gonna have police chief and officers. I don't know how many officers applied for the job, I do got applications for officers, and I had them all checked out, and they're top notch, but I'm being informed that the officers that apply for the jobs don't have qualifications, and I tell you what, those qualifications are top notch qualifications. We gotta get a police chief, Madam Mayor, and we gotta get some more officers, because the citizens and businesses, listen to me, folks, I can't go to Brookshire's. I cannot go to Brookshire's. I go to Brookshire's to buy groceries. I don't go to Brookshire's to, talk continuously all the way inside the Brookshire's, and I can't make it to my car because I do live here, but everybody's wanting to know, when are we gonna get police coverage? And I'm saying, we're working on this. Well, you ain't doing a very good job working on it, because we don't have any, so I'm trying to do the best I can. I need some more help. We got new council members on the council. I feel that we're gonna get some, but I won't talk no more, but I'm just telling you, we got 16 pending lawsuits against this city, and we don't need any more. And like I said, the last thing, I'm stopping talking, y'all three are lucky because y'all aren't in that, but if we do something that's unlawful, which I'm hoping we don't do something unlawful, then y'all can be added to the pot along with all of us.
I have a question.
No,
What
say
would
that.
be unlawful?
Dismissing an officer, he's trying to do the best he possibly can. He didn't even have a write-up, and he don't even have a write-up in his file.
He's never had.
Okay,
For
so,
anything
but,
wrong.
answer the question. What would be unlawful?
Letting our officer go.
Firing
Guys?
Firing our officer be unlawful, yet have a just cause.
Okay,
When a daughter's in the hospital and we don't have a police officer to fill in for him, and Madam Mayor, you knew because y'all contacted Wood County, he contacted Wood County, said, you're gonna have to keep an eye on stuff, all the calls are transferred to you until I get back to the hospital. That's the purpose for having, hold on a second, that's the purpose for having more than one officer in a town. When an officer goes on vacation, sick, something's wrong, has to go to a court hearing, like today, he's at a court hearing. If we had some other officers, they could be taking care of stuff while he's at a court hearing, but we ain't got no one to take
so
care of it.
they're at a
because-
court hearing right now?
Yeah,
Today?
yeah.
Today, all day.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Right
Yeah,
now?
for the-
No way.
I
And
don't
this
know.
is the sign that I made for his
I mean,
lunch.
for the murder across the street from the shop, they're.
So, I understand that, but
Do
there
you?
were also mistakes just in that situation.
I think you need Miss Atterbury's help.
Well, anyway,
But I'm trying to let you know and clear your conscience that in our ordinance, we actually can do this, and it is lawful.
Without
to fire
without a
someone for
city
no
attorney?
reason, to fire someone. for
It's
no
not
reason.
for no
City
reason.
All right,
attorney,
the state
yeah.
says.
You have
the
a
mayor-
complaint in your
Okay.
packet.
When can the citizen
Yeah, the
talk?
state, yeah, but
Right.
that don't mean, the state says the mayor brings that, Tico and the city attorney. And then you get that all ironed out, and we have a city judge, a city attorney, and judge. Look, we don't have a city attorney.
No.
We're skipping, well, I know we don't. That's
I'm
why
aware.
we need one, because we're skipping procedures, because the law is, bring it in front of the city attorney, and the city attorney will give the mayor the best advice to get it taken. No, ma'am, that is the law. You can't say it's not the law.
Do you wanna go by our ordinances or not?
Okay, I'll stop
Why?
it.
Then you just
Jackie?
change them.
I went through my packet, I didn't see an investigative report on Officer Toomey.
It's the complaint.
There's
Oh,
a
because of the
complaint.
But that gentleman,
Well,
that-
he used to have a secretary. Her
That
name was
gentleman-
I'm
Susan.
sorry, I'm trying to communicate.
I'm a citizen. I'd like to speak.
okay, no, let
But you
her,
need to, have an evaluation when you have a complaint. There is no
Right.
investigation.
So,
Investigation.
Right.
Because otherwise, wouldn't it be possible for every citizen to file a complaint and expect them to be fired right then?
yes.
And that's not the way it works.
No,
Especially-
it is
Sharon
not.
isn't a citizen.
I
There
have
is
worked
not the way it
HR.
works.
and
No, it's
with
not.
HR, and I know
We have
I
procedures
know,
and
me too.
policies in
Me too.
place.
So,
And it's one of those things where
Starting to get ugly.
you have so much, and then
Oh my goodness.
it becomes the last straw.
Oh,
And
good.
then
But
there's
it's one
complaints.
I didn't know you were a camel.
what other, have we had other complaints?
Yes.
I didn't even know we had one until this is the first time I've been notified we had
And
a
it was
complaint.
by Michael Jarrett. From
He don't-
Van?
He doesn't live here.
Okay, first of all, it does not matter who the complainant is.
Ma'am, it does
Can I
matter.
speak? Can I speak?
have
my due
diligence.
What has he done illegally?
What has he done illegally?
That's what I'm wanting to
You can't
know.
make a telephone call on a police officer because someone else tells you to, and you live in another city, you don't know nothing about the police officer?
You did not do that.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Madam Mayor, may I please have my 3 minutes
You did that
now?
homework,
Yeah, I did the
so
homework.
you talked to him.
No,
Because I
I'm not
haven't.
gonna talk to that guy because,
Why?
you know who talks to him all the time? Contact our
buddy.
internet tycoon, he knows all about him.
Oh, are you talking about
So,
Michael
you're
Todd
going
Eddington or
to
Matthew
line
Todd
to
Eddington?
No,
Bring
listen,
that.
Almost
in.
convicted
Hey,
murder.
okay. Ma'am, I'm saying this
We've
guy has.
got
no
to
business.
have a communication, we're in discuss and vote, period. We're discussing, the council is discussing. I see your hands, we will get there, okay?
I'm
But the constant interruptions don't help.
I'm
Then
not
you
talking to him.
hush.
So that,
I'm sorry,
I said, well, then you hush.
so
somebody
how do you
else
want
can-
this meeting to go?
The right way.
Right,
Yeah.
me too.
I
Let
miss
the
Robert's
council
rules,
speak.
but-
Please,
And then the individuals,
Please,
we need
that's
to
what we're
speak
trying
and
to
be
do.
heard.
Let's let her finish talking, I won't talk no more.
So if he's let go, what is it called, an F5 has to be sent to TCO?
yes,
And they then do an investigation on and review the
No.
complaint?
No,
no,
No?
no.
So how does that work?
That's a police chief's
When
wife right
you
there, she knows
have-
the law.
What?
That lady knows the law, she's a police chief's wife.
Voda.
Eric,
Okay,
please.
So
okay,
I know I asked
We're not
that
trying to get
question.
people
Okay,
involved,
okay.
we're just trying to discuss.
okay.
No, once they're F5, that means they're no longer a Hawkins PD.
That's once they're
People doesn't
F5.
go any further than that.
Right.
Yes, correct.
Okay, so then it goes for the due process and.
No, once you're F5,
you're done.
You're done.
Well, this'll probably go to court, I
no,
would imagine.
no. She's
Yes,
right.
it will. Just like some other officers didn't go to court,
It will
right?
go to court. No way.
Okay.
It shouldn't. And if it does, then it's
It does.
not right, but, I mean, we've all seen anything can be done.
And done illegally,
Yes.
I'm afraid.
Agreed. All right, go ahead.
Thank you. So, I don't know if y'all remember Winona in 2015, but they got rid of their police department. And then immediately what happened? What happened to Winona? Think about that. They got a bunch of liquor stores with bars on the windows. And we all know Eddington and what he loves. And that's really all I have to say. I hope that doesn't happen to Hawkins.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
First of all, are those the glasses you wore in the other meeting, and am I being recorded by you at this moment?
You're being recorded.
I'm asking you personally, am I being recorded by those glasses on your face?
No.
Okay. Have you been cleared of the charges you were arrested for?
Have I been cleared?
Yes.
No.
I don't validate you as a mayor. I would like
Okay.
our interim to step in. I don't
No.
think you're.
It's not how it works.
Okay.
So you're basically saying every person that has ever been arrested,
I've seen what you've done.
But
I've
not
seen you
charged.
live through what you've done, and you were talking away and talking away and talking away. I do not recognize your authority as mayor
Okay.
of my
Can
city.
I ask one question?
yes.
What's the difference between what you did and what he's accused of? There's been no investigation into him, but you're ready to terminate him. I'm missing
There's been no
something.
investigation
You-
into me.
Okay, then,
There's
but now
been
wait a
no
minute,
investigation.
There was a complaint?
Really? There's
excuse
16
me,
of them.
excuse me, just a few
There was a
seconds,
complaint,
just a few minutes ago, a complaint, and you want to terminate
and
an
I was
officer?
arrested,
Okay, well,
So
why
there's an
aren't you stepping down?
because I was just arrested. It wasn't
Because,
proven.
justify. What's been proven against this officer? What
It has
action?
been
A
proven.
complaint?
No, it's
Ma'am.
more than just one complaint, and they have been proven. I've
So there's been an
spoken with the
investigation
sheriff's
into
department personally. I would never just fire anyone,
You did
just
it.
so I can.
You already did it. You know you did.
already.
You did
What?
those other officers that way.
No, y'all, I don't understand why this, I've had one lady come to me and talk to me about this, and once we spoke about it one-on-one, we understood one
Maybe I
another.
need to come talk to you.
So, that would be great. It would be,
This don't look right.
because these officers and this officer have zero in common. Tuma was hired appropriately, okay? Now, there are some issues, and someone put it on the agenda for this to happen, okay? So,
Do we know who
I don't
that was?
understand why,
We do?
Who put it on the agenda?
Yeah, who did that?
I don't understand why that really matters.
It
It
does.
does. It goes
It
to
absolutely
motive.
We have the
does.
right to know.
Why would that be a motive?
Well, I mean, okay, if this
We're
person
not
has animosity,
investigators.
no, we're not, we're citizens.
Right.
And we want
She
this
ain't gonna tell you
we
because
want
she
the
did.
straight deal here. But now, you know, it's like, okay, good for you, but not good for thee. You know, and every board meeting I come to, it seems like it's good for you and not good for thee. Council members, I've been to board meeting where you shut them down, and as far as I know, the mayor works at the discretion of the council. That's the way I understand city councils to work, the cities to work, is the mayor, you're at their,
Absolutely.
but now,
you
I've
can
been
shut
in
him
meetings
down.
where you shut them down, like you just tried to shut him down. I don't,
I'm sorry.
I actually.
frustration.
I
I'm
know,
frustrated.
and I get that, but when things are being said publicly by councilmen that are not true, I have to shut that down.
Okay, then how do we
That
know
is
this
not
complaint is true? This guy's from another
Then he
county,
shut you down.
another city. How do we know his complaint is true?
Okay, that complaint, I totally understand that that was made public, we have it in our packets. There's other complaints that I've had to deal with. Council's aware,
I'm not.
and so it got put on the agenda.
Okay, let me ask you this,
Madam
ma'am.
Mayor.
In all due respect,
Wait.
do you have children? Do you have children?
Why does it matter if I have
Because if one of
children?
your children were in the hospital, would you not try to go to your child and take care of them?
Of course I would.
Oh.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, my understanding of what
You
happened
do.
was that Mr. Tuma was with his child at the hospital, is what I understand. I may be wrong.
So when was this?
And he called the sheriff's department, so what's derelict there?
To cover.
There's been an ongoing issue since April.
I am not aware.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm,
You absolutely have been aware, and I'm sorry. Don't sit there and deny it because there's messages back and forth. He
I got
got,
a text
Don't interrupt me.
on Friday
don't
about
interrupt me.
a child, and I
Excuse
definitely
me.
was not going to share that publicly.
Everybody knew it. He just mentioned about him being at the
I
hospital.
know, he knows. I
Okay,
didn't
I
know.
knew.
No.
Yeah.
It'd be great
But-
to
I
know.
knew.
Norma.
ma'am.
I was just gonna say, has anybody requested the call logs from Wood County on how many calls they've been covering during the day and night?
I haven't requested the logs. I just had conversations with the sheriffs.
Yeah, I don't believe that.
Well, with just one officer, I imagine it's plenty if he's out doing other things.
Yes.
You mentioned there are 5 complaints against Mr. Tuma.
No, did I say 5?
Yes?
Yes, you did.
Okay.
Are those a matter of record?
A matter of record?
Uh-huh.
Well, no, I guess not,
Okay.
because they haven't been turned in
They can't be used then?
to City Hall. Yes, sir. Yes.
We've got a personnel policy from Hawkins that says, we've had one since 2019. And it specifically says that Eric is due a hearing before termination. Has he had that hearing?
Yes, ma'am.
That's a no.
Well, that's a no, then.
No, I'm trying to give you more, can you just be patient with me? I'm not saying no to you. I'm giving
Let
you
him talk.
another person an opportunity to speak. You can
No.
ask.
No.
Why, no, finish with
It's
him.
my 3 minutes. Yes, it's my 3 minutes
No, I'm
according to this
answering-
agenda.
I'm answering your question, no, because that's not correct.
No,
What the?
it's, so he's either had a hearing or not.
No,
And
he's
you-
not had a hearing because we don't have to do that.
The personnel policy
Did you look
says
at the
that,
policy in the,
yes, I've got it right here, and
Which
it
policy are we
says
talking about?
that the
Because this is the
policy,
problem.
the personnel policy for
I know, because this
Hawkins
is the problem.
says that,
Every department has their own policy right now. That is a problem.
no, this is the city of Hawkins policy.
Okay,
You know, it's not each department's department.
it's very difficult. Yes.
Mr. Rios, when was that policy passed that you're talking about?
2019,
2019, is that the one that you and Ms. Hubbard and that administration worked on? Or is
No.
that the
No.
one prior?
no, it's one prior.
So, or you're saying that that is the last one? I'm asking for a different reason.
This is
Because
the
we
one
just-
that the city of Hawkins has followed. It's June or July the 15th of 29.
Okay, because you remember when you were on the administration back then, I brought my city ordinances up. And I believe it was you, Eric, I think you did something in the policies in the office with Chuck Rios, and y'all had that illegal meeting doing the
Illegal
ordinances. and-
Illegal.
Be careful,
I have,
please.
baby,
Please be careful.
I'll give you a copy of my affidavit of criminal complaint.
Whatever.
Because
Okay.
it
I-
was Chuck Rios, Susan Hubbard, I believe one or two other council members stopped in the administration, City Hall, and was working on the ordinances. Because you all had my book, and if I'm not mistaken, when three of y'all get together, that is a quorum. So I believe that's considered an illegal meeting if you have not posted that you were doing it. That's how I felt about it back then. But I say that to say this, it troubles me to hear Eric Malloy stand so strongly on the rules. Because I have a council member that is sitting in that position right there. How long have you been here? What, 6 years?
Close to 6 years.
Close to 6 years? Eric Malloy is the only council member that is in violation. You've never taken the Public Information Act training. You've never taken the Open Meeting Act training.
Ma'am, I have those certificates.
They weren't on record.
I know,
filed.
because here's the problem, ma'am. I have them at home because I make copies of the ones I turn into City Hall, but for some reason, my personnel file, along with several other
When was that, do you
administration
know? When was it that you're saying?
It
Because
went
the
missing.
request that I'm
Yeah.
asking
It
about
went
was
missing.
before
That's
any,
not my file either.
please let me finish. The request that I am asking about was before any of this drama with the current administration has come up. Because I asked back in August of '23, actually the date was August 24th of '23, for all copies of your certificates.
Almost,
And-
Mandy has those.
Then just
Mandy used to have those, but
Well, back,
Those-
we'll say this. You're saying that all the personnel files came up missing.
yes, ma'am.
I have
I was-
Greg's, I have Susan, I have Clara's, I have Chuck Rios, I have Alita Taylor's, I have all three of Mandy Thomas's. I have none for you.
Well, guess what, ma'am? That's a very big issue because
So
Chuck's.
you can get us copies,
Oh,
right?
Yeah, listen to me. Chuck's have been disappeared and so is Claire's.
They couldn't have been disappeared.
No,
I have
no,
a
no.
She got
copy.
copies of
No,
it.
I have
I know, that's what I'm
copies.
saying. I wanna know, that's a really big issue because
It
how does
kinda
she have
is. Let me
copies?
explain to you why.
Ma'am, hold on,
Because-
Smith. How
Go
do you
ahead.
have copies if the copies all disappeared? I wanna know how you got copies when they said there's no copies back there.
There's,
Of
That's
your
really-
certificate.
Yeah,
you
but-
can go ask her to pull her public information request files and I'll give you mine and she should have the copy of the copies you're saying that's not there.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Theirs were missing too, so it's really nice that you have
Only thing
theirs.
that I know for a fact was missing was that privacy statement that you all illegally signed almost a year past the date of the 14 day. And yes, Alita, I have filed an affidavit of criminal complaint
Good.
because
Good for you.
in 23.
Because there's nothing illegal about it. If we don't want our information disclosed, you know what, this is
guess
not on
I'm
the
not
agenda.
talking-
We're not even gonna go there.
Wait a minute, I'm
Stop.
not, I don't have to
Please.
stop.
Yeah.
As I was saying,
Yes,
Eric Malloy,
you
Eric
do.
Malloy, I was talking to you.
I know, ma'am, that's not even,
That's enough.
listen.
What is
That
on
is
the
enough.
agenda is, you were talking about
No, ma'am, is that on our agenda
executive
tonight?
sessions and what you
Just
do.
stop interrupting.
Let me get to the
Like, just
point.
let her ask
This
her
isn't even
question
on
and
the
then you can
agenda.
talk
Hold
about
on,
it.
Madam Mayor.
It is.
Where's it at on the agenda? No.
He brought up the, go ahead, he brought up the personnel policy and the personnel
No.
files from 2019.
Oh.
For me, it goes back to Chuck Rios's administration and the 17 illegal executive sessions y'all had. How can you sit up here saying you want the rules followed when you your damn self don't follow them?
I did not break
I'm not
any
talking to you, I'm talking
rules.
to Eric.
We didn't break any rules because
But he was talking.
we were informed that we had to have, if you're requested for executive session on hiring police officers, any personnel, or any attorneys, or any judges, if they don't want to be done in open session, you go in executive session. That's one of our reasons why
No.
we.
Let's flip flop.
Well,
What
I'll
about
give
our
you that,
attorneys that
Eric.
walked out because they wanted to have, what about our
Right, no,
previous
it's-
attorneys that walked out, that they wanted to have executive session, and we wouldn't allow them, because you said we can't go back there, it's regular law, and they just got up and walked out because we're trying to get them hired.
Then Eric, thank you for letting me know. What I will ask of you then, since you say you have them at home,
Yeah.
can you please bring a copy up to City Hall?
Yes.
I'd like a copy of them.
Okay.
Law says they're supposed to be on file.
Well, no.
So you might be the only one that winds up with them. And for you new council members, when y'all go to training, you will figure out you have a two-hour certificate that you are required to take. Otherwise, Eric would know, I can cuss him out all day long. That's what the training is talking about.
Yes,
So, that's all I wanted to say.
okay. Any more discussion or questions? Yes, ma'am.
When I was sitting on the council, there was an issue concerning termination of a city employee. And we had a large gathering over that event. You were there and you spoke. And this was on behalf of Mike. Do you remember that?
I remember all the illegal meetings you had, yes.
No, the one that we
Hey,
had.
y'all are not talking back and forth.
Okay. Okay, just be quiet, please. Let me finish. We had a meeting, open meeting, a regular session meeting involving a disciplinary action. We gave the option of being able to go into executive session or to have it in the open. He elected to have it in the open. There were some things that had come up, and I had to vote no in terminating him because protocol wasn't followed, policy wasn't followed. He wasn't given the interview or the write-up or the things that, would follow in a disciplinary action. So we voted to do the right thing, which was not to terminate him. And that if there was a disciplinary issue, we were gonna follow up the correct way. Big, huge HR thing, okay? Doing what I did for a living, I was aware, and I was like, no, we can't fire him like this. If he's to be terminated, then you know what, you have to take the proper steps. You have to do it the right way, period.
It's been done.
Amen.
So here we are.
So, no, it isn't, because just because and would you turn your phone off, please? That is so
I'm
rude.
timing you. You have 3 minutes.
God, whatever, like everybody else doesn't have 3, but I have 3 minutes.
I've
Then
timed
stop
everyone.
interrupting me,
I'm
so that I
not
can continue.
interrupting you.
And I won't
You're
start my
yelling at me.
3 minutes over.
I'll give you
So with
30.
Eric Tuma, I just want to make sure that the entire room can hear me, I'm loud. The entire, with Eric Tuma, he was not interviewed about whatever the complaint or concerns even that an employer might have with an employee if they're not doing whatever it is that they think they're supposed to be doing. He has had a medical crisis that he was dealing with his child and his wife. He's got time, you're allowed to, I hope the city of Hawkins hasn't been reduced to where you can't even take time off to attend to your sick family member or members. Okay, this has been something that family crisis has been going on since April. It was well known and reported. When he left to leave the area, he contacted the sheriff department to let them know, look, I'm going to be out of town. I'm having a family crisis that I need to attend to, and I want to make sure that you guys can cover us. Okay, fine. Then you go into the investigation part. Once you've done the interview with the individual about, okay, you're going to have to fix this, clean this up or whatever, And then you go into the investigation portion, and if you haven't done either, how can you terminate somebody? You can't. Just like with Mike Mayberry, that happened, what, a year and a half, 2 years ago, whatever, whenever that was, December, January of 2024. I'm not, my date thing is on warp, but anyway, you can't do the same thing to Eric Tuma and have different rules and have different things apply.
Time.
Can I
So-
tell her something? I need to
What?
tell her something. Ma'am, believe it or not, Eric Tuma didn't know about this until Friday night.
I know.
He didn't know about it until after the pack was made up.
I know.
You know that, he didn't know about it until Friday night, that he had issues.
I know.
Yeah. Yes.
They don't come right.
I think, Eric, you need to check because T-Code does not have to be notified.
The city attorney, the city attorney
Yeah,
does
you
that.
guys, she's speaking, don't interrupt her.
T-Code does not have to be notified that we are going to terminate a police officer. Texas is in a real state. We confirm as well as it's legal.
But the city attorney, I don't understand how we have so many attorneys in this room when state officials say how, they said, your city attorney handles this, the mayor makes a complaint with the officer, the city attorney handles that, and then you go to it and come in front of the city council and you decide what you're gonna do, and whatever y'all do is what you do. But our city attorney didn't say one single thing. Our city attorney did not say one single thing about this episode. Not one single thing. Oh, I know we don't. That's why it's so important for us to have one. That's why we need one so bad. Because we would get a situation if we had one.
Yeah, so that all the legal stuff is not happening.
Yes.
The only thing you have to do is notify T-Code after you release.
Right, the F5, yes. I've been talking with the state when we first started this, because I put on the agenda to disband the PD, remember that? And so the guy that I talked to then, that was getting me through all the steps of what you've got to do and this and this and this, and we ended up not doing it. So I contacted him again.
You're almost there.
Told him, you know, what was going on, what was put on the agenda, and so he has no problem in stepping through. I've talked to the sheriff's department, they have no problem stepping up. This is not an HR issue.
Well, man, we can't handle, the city of the size we got, we can't handle 35 to 45 plus minute response times. They're saying the sheriff can handle it. You know, a woman can be raped and the guy can be in the next county by the time they get here.
Okay, so if I was right here, and that was across the street, the same thing will happen. We're not gonna make
You can't say
decisions
no, I'm not saying
out
that.
of fear.
Well, I'm saying,
He
I'm
responded
saying,
to the homicide
it takes longer for
in a
another
minute and
city to
12
respond to
seconds.
another city than someone inside the city. I mean, anyone with common brains knows someone inside the city can get there faster than someone, 35, miles away,
As long as we have a decent
I'm not gonna talk no more.
police department. Can't do it with
Anybody
just one
else?
person. I am ill.
Sir?
Deb, I'm not taking sides, I'm not giving legal advice.
I know.
You're gonna kick this up to federal court. The 14th Amendment requires due process.
Right.
And you're not giving
If
it
you're
to
following
him.
all this, you're okay. You gotta give him a notice of a complaint,
We did that.
give him a chance to respond to that complaint in front of the body that's gonna make the decision.
Which hasn't been
Evidence has
done.
been given and testimonies taken, and then you vote based on that. If you've done all that, you're home free. If you haven't, I strongly urge you to have a hearing in that manner. That's just up to y'all.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
If Juman's gone and we have no police department, what's the next step?
The next step is actually me wanting to, I talked to some council members, and what would be the best thing to do is to write a good policy for the Hawkins Police Department. and then hire the
But
chief.
can you
Are
do
any
that
of
when
y'all
there's
trained in the
nobody
law?
else?
I'm sorry?
Are any of y'all trained in the law?
No, that's why we bring people in that could help do
You
those
can't even get an
things.
attorney in here.
Sheriff's departments have offered to help us write a good, strong policy like theirs. Sir,
Yes, we've already got a policy in the police department.
it has not been passed.
Yes, yes.
No, it hasn't.
Well, it was approved by the ISPCA or whatever.
It was not
you
approved
know,
by council,
It was
it was
state
not passed.
approved, but no, yeah, I don't recall that it was voted for by the
It
council.
was not, that means it's not.
But,
What do you do with
What-
that? You have a policy that
so
hasn't been.
everything is, you're saying everything has to go to, for the council? The policies, you know?
Absolutely. How are they gonna know what to follow?
Well, you're ignoring the policy for the personnel people that have been in place since 1919
I'm sure
or
that'll be up to
2019. I'm sorry,
It's okay, you're good.
but, you know, so you say this policy, this one actually has the mayor's signature and it went before the council
Yeah.
and was approved. So you've got to follow this policy that is in place and in effect right now.
She needs to put her
And it
phone down.
says for
That's rude.
grievances, he's gotta have a
For
hearing.
the last time.
No,
When
I don't-
someone
no.
starts to talk, I start timing
BS.
them.
I'm calling you
Right
out.
there.
No. Go, poof, be gone. I don't recognize you as mayor. You need to step down. Seriously.
Yes, yes,
Sorry, I'm with you, honey.
yes.
Madam Mayor, I'd like to go ahead and make the motion to proceed with the termination of Lieutenant Tuma.
Okay, do you have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
We don't get it.
All opposed?
All of us.
All right, it's passed.
Please make sure that's in minutes.
Y'all will be listed on the charges next.
Another lawsuit.
All right, number 6, discuss
They just
and
broke
vote
the law.
on minutes
Yep.
from May
Yeah,
19th,
they did.
2025 city council meeting.
Oh, you should stick around a little bit.
Hey guys, you need to be able to communicate.
Y'all can take the Hawkins signs down, make it Rushington, Texas.
That sounds good.
Seconded.
All in favor? Accepting
Aye.
the minutes? Yes.
I'm sorry, Lord, forgive me, I tried not to.
Discuss and vote on departmental monthly reports for May 2025.
You gotta have the reports first.
Who's speaking? Yeah, we've got to go by library. You want to start with library? Okay, library.
Well, I'm actually, will be doing both fire department,
We'll do it back to back. Okay,
and, my report.
okay.
So, library report, my statistics stay very steady. We will be seeing an uptick since summer. We're doing summer reading sign-up forms. These are available. We currently have 35, well, actually it's more now because when I did this report, we had 35 people signed up. But by the time the program starts, we will have a full house. So anybody who has children that are interested in our program, you need to come in and sign a form to get registered. Tuesday, June 3rd, we did have the Texas Storm Chasers. We had an excellent program. We had a very good group of adults and children. It was informative and very interesting. The kids at the end asked some really good questions, and I had in my report, I have a parent that came up to me that said that this presentation helped her son because he went through a tornado, and then once he understood about tornadoes, now he has calmed down and he's not anxious about storms. And she said that was very worthwhile to have that happen with her son. So we do try to provide some really quality programs, and we hope that we get more involved and get more programs and get the community involved in those programs. And then if people haven't noticed, our mural is in the works. It was touch and go there with all the rain, but if anybody is interested in the mural that's being put up on the side of our building, have a look. Mr. Medlin's already seen it because he lives right across the street. And so it's on its way and it's looking really good, so. And now, fire department.
Yes.
Okay, in May, we had 17 EMS calls, 6 multi-vehicle accidents, 1 grass fire, 1 car fire, 1 structure fire that was mutual aid to Holly Lake, 1 pole fire, 1 missing person search, 1 traffic control, 1 traffic sign removal and repair, 2 trees down, 1 keys locked in car, 1 fire alarm, and 5 calls that were canceled en route. We had 39 calls in May, 1 meeting. We didn't have our meeting on Memorial Day, and we had 228 man hours and 3,000 gallons of water that were used from the city. And this coming Saturday, if y'all aren't aware, is our annual fish fry at the fire station. So it will be 5 o'clock in the evening until we run out of food. And I hope people will attend because this is a fundraiser for the fire department.
Nope.
Thank you.
Thank you. Water, streets.
Meter read in May, 743, service orders for 17. Locate for May, we've got, from 62. Water pump for May.
We can't hear you.
7,446,729 gallons. Plus 19 plus 1,000 hydrants in May. Still working with road pros on the leak on the railroad. We've got the permits approved, so we're just trying to set up timing for the flagging railroad. Our inspectors over here, so we can dig it up, see what we got to do before the leak. The splash pad flooring is bad. We've got with Greg on it. May not make it to the summer, please don't let y'all know. If it starts to get too deep, we'll have to shut it down. Hopefully Greg's talking to the guy.
Thank you.
So try to get over here, so maybe we'll get it fixed real fast. So, the street repairs have been down to the minimum due to all the rain we've had the past month. We're going to get some asphalt in and do some repairing.
Thank you, Mike.
Can I,
Court.
can I ask a question?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay. Is it okay for me?
Yeah.
Okay. A couple months ago, you were talking about repairing Roy Lane and hopes are gonna wash out, but the county road crew was gonna come and do it.
He told me September or October.
Okay, because I'm kind of concerned, we have buses going over that 4 times a day during school time, and it needs more than asphalt.
Well, they're going to overlay the whole road.
Overlay, but not until September?
Yeah, that's when they get to it, September, October. We have an agreement with them to do it.
Okay, so,
We'll, if it's a big hole, we'll patch them to a in, but
yeah.
we gotta replace the
I'm just
culvert.
worried about the kids in the bus, because that's a lot of weight, and 4 times, so.
We're keeping an eye on it amongst all this stuff, so. Biggest thing they do, we'll patch it to let you get here, replace the culvert and overlay the whole road.
Yeah, and replace over the ditch.
Yes, the
The
culvert, yes.
drainage all goes, down there.
Yes,
So
okay, that's
the
been-
road's faster.
Yeah, they're gonna do it this summer, they're gonna do it probably next month, replace the culvert, then we'll go back and redo the road.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, the court report, we had total cases for the month 17. We have active 17 cases. We had 1 uncontested disposition, 1 new case filed, and we have a total of 17 cases pending at the end of the month, kept by the city $119.47. I would add that when Mandy's back, she does double duty as law clerk. We'd like in our next presentation to bring, especially the new members, up to speed. We have open tickets back to 1999, which obviously they need to be disposed of, and we will. But most of those cases were citations, and they were never converted to what we call warrants. Now, not a warrant for arrest, but a warrant charging warrant. It says what you're legally actually charged with. We have about 1,975 of those. Now, it underscores the fact that we can convert a lot of them. Once they're converted, they cannot be dismissed for statute of limitations. Now, those like in 1999, 10 years forward, it's silly to try to prosecute those. You know, this would be burdensome to find the officer or find the chief or whatever. So those probably most likely would be dismissed. Like I said, I don't want to get off in the weeds too much here, but we'll go over it. If we can get, and I got to underscore, I heard it tonight, we really need a city attorney / prosecutor. A judge cannot just arbitrarily say, I dismiss them. I've got to have a motion from the city attorney. We were working under the assumption that the prior city attorney did make that motion. In contacting her in writing, because I like things in writing, she never made that motion. So those tickets are not dismissed, they are open. If we just go back 3 years, which is a reasonable amount for the prosecutor, and we convert those to the warrants, we're probably looking at $150,000 potential fine. If I went all the way back to 1999, it's $750,000, but that's ridiculous. We're not going to be able to pursue those. So I hope as you deliberate and you proceed that you will put a lot of emphasis on a city attorney. And that gets the machinery of the court working again. Because of those people, there's going to be a lot of them who say, you know, I want to plead innocent. You know, and also we want to run by you and make sure you're comfortable, although the judge can do it. We can offer a discount of 30–35% if you come in early and pay your fine. So we don't have to issue what's called a capias warrant, which means you're going to get arrested. And if you get arrested, let's say you're in Longview, I've got to get with the chief and say, send an officer over there and get him and take him to Wood County Jail, and he sits it out at $50 a day, and that's going to be expensive to the city. So it's good to offer discounts many times, a limited time frame. Get in here, clean up your ticket, but we're not going to do anything until you've had a chance to review all the numbers. And so when Mandy's back, we can sit down and we'll give you a little packet and make you feel comfortable with the direction of the court. That's
Thank
it,
you.
folks.
Got a motion to,
And then make a motion to accept the department reports.
all right.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, it's everybody. Discuss and vote on the financial reports for May 2025.
I'll make a motion to accept the financial reports.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, that's everybody. Discuss and vote to hire Julie Himmel as a utility clerk.
I thought we had like 4 applications.
We did.
Yeah, we had several applications.
I interviewed them all, went through it all, and this is my recommendation,
But we,
along with Mike's.
Madam Mayor, I make the motion to accept Ms. Email's application for water department progression.
All right, all in favor?
You've ignored me.
Is everybody? No, I'm not trying to ignore you.
Okay, before we have a vote, I would like to say that I think we should replace people in the order that they left. So I would say that police chief, you terminated them in February, or he resigned and you terminated the other 3 officers. And now you fired the fourth officer. Anyway, I would suggest that you hire them in the order that they left. And the utility clerk just left. And I realize we need the water bills done, but I would say we need a police force too. And you've sat on that since February.
Okay,
And
so.
done nothing.
Okay, the answer to that is, I have 4 people wanting to interview for the utility clerk. It's pretty simple. We do the interviews. I have 0 people applying to be police officer.
Well,
you want
according
me
to
to-
Eric, there's already applications
There were
in the
3
city for the police department.
There were 3 applications for police department. I went through every single one of them and eliminated all 3 because they were not qualified.
So what qualifications do you, it doesn't say qualifications in the ordinance.
None of that.
Yeah. All right,
May I ask a question?
yes.
What are the qualifications that you're seeking in a quote unquote, in your words, a qualified police officer for the city of Hawkins? What are you expecting? Like, what are you wanting
Yeah,
from them?
not to embarrass anyone, I would like someone that has a good reputation, that didn't do something on the job, that kind of stuff, you know?
Well, I mean, that's
as far
kind of
as-
vague, but like, are you talking about a clear F5, like a clear T-code history as far as like their
Clear
F5s?
T-code, F5, that would be great, that would be great. But at the same time, when I call people that have done work with them, that they have on their recommendations, and then I really get to have a conversation with these people, and then I find out that I don't want to accept someone else's problems.
Right. Well, because the reason I asked that is because it's been a continuous thing. And the same thing with chiefs as well. I guess you've interviewed a couple for the position of chief, and they don't qualify either.
Right.
But I have people that I work with that I know for a fact that they have clear F5s. They want to come put in, but they're scared. They don't want to come and work here.
Because they don't have support.
I mean,
They don't feel like they have support, number one, from, well, obviously, they don't have a chief to back them up right now, but then they don't have support from their city council, they don't have support from their mayor, they don't have the support. And so they're scared to. They want to come here. There's actually 2 of them that live here in Hawkins that would like to come and work, but they won't. And so they're scared.
Yeah, I get it, I do, but at the same time, that's their decision.
It is.
I
It
completely
is, but
respect
there's
where
a
you wanna
problem.
work.
There is
They're
a problem.
qualified is the point.
But like I said, I can't force them to come and put in applications.
Yeah, no,
And
I
neither
mean,
can
I
anyone
wouldn't
else.
want to force anyone to put in an application, but I'm not going to accept someone else's issues too.
Right.
So.
I just wanted to be more specific as far as your qualification requirements that you're requiring, not according to the city ordinance, but what you're looking for as the mayor,
Yeah.
because.
You know, somebody, I mean, I don't want to publicly say.
No, I already know what you're talking about.
Because I really don't want to put someone else's business all the way out there, but
Yeah.
that's not gonna fly here. I want to have a policy foundation that we can look at and go, yes, we can go by that. And right now, I don't have that. We don't have that right now. So it would be great to get that policy passed and get a chief and get people in here and him create a team that has to go by that policy, has to go by the law, no exceptions. That would be great, and that's what I'm looking for.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
Even with the best policy that you have written, nobody wants to come work here.
Yeah.
They're talking about you all the way back to the police academy.
Oh, yeah. That's
Well, that's fine.
That's fine. If we had, they understand that we have such a shady structure that nobody wants to come to work here.
Right.
Nod your head like you're agreeing with me.
Well, I just said that our structure is not good, that we need to redo that, have a good foundation and build from
But it
there.
starts with y'all.
It does.
Absolutely. That's
where
what
it
she
starts at
just
the root.
said.
We're the root of the city. And no one wants to come forward to work for us
Okay.
because they will not have your backing.
Okay,
Yeah, okay? So you're gonna cut me off right now?
Yeah, flip it.
And you're gonna
all
throw
right, it's not on the
this-
agenda. Do y'all want me to go by the rules or not?
I'm going. This is a
So we
circus.
go by the
I don't
rules.
have popcorn, I don't have peanuts, this is a
It's not
circus.
On
It's a
the
travesty.
agenda. Read the learn how to have a meeting and then come and express your views in a public manner that's not so aggressive.
I'm not being aggressive today. I haven't even raised my voice.
Okay,
But you just let me speak, and so.
Go ahead. You know what's true.
absolutely. I'm shaking my head and I'm agreeing with you and we're having conversation, but then you want to say something derogatory, it's
What did
not
I just say
helping.
is derogatory?
You're either a part of the problem or you're part of the answer, period.
I'm trying to be a part of the solution, but I have
Great.
not said anything
That would
derogatory yet.
be wonderful.
I haven't
that
said
would be
anything
great.
derogatory yet. Could you please repeat to me what I've said is derogatory?
That I'm sitting here nodding my head, agreeing with you, and I'm like,
That's
It was a
derogatory?
question.
okay, we're gonna move on.
Boy, I tell you what.
I'm not entertaining the
This speaks-
circus,
this
I'm
speaks-
not.
No, it
We're
is
gonna
a
get down to
circus, and I'll
business, and we're
see
going
y'all
to
later.
build a police force that we can all be proud of. We have to go by policy, we have to go by rules, we have to, y'all can say whatever you wanna say about me, we're going by the law, and that's what we're gonna do. Norma,
I was just gonna say, we need to stick to the agenda. That
thank
is
you.
On the agenda.
All right.
Number 10.
Discuss and vote on extending the contract with Republic Services for 5 years.
No. That's not the item that you're on. Discuss and vote on Julie
They already
Hamel as
We
utility
already did
clerk.
that.
They already did.
Okay.
Those are drained. Which is good.
I make the motion to extend the contract with Republic for 5 years.
Second.
All in favor?
I don't feel comfortable about that because our attorney didn't look at paperwork. So I'm not voting on it.
All opposed?
I oppose on that one.
All right. Jackie and Eric oppose. Dan, Mick. Miss Kirkpatrick. That's what I'm saying in my head. Every time, that's what I'm saying though. Meredith said yes. Discuss and vote on hiring Sharon Griffin to clean community center 2 times a month for $150. Sharon does Meals on Wheels, so she's actually already up there. She knows what needs to be done. That's really
Fabulous.
all I think that needs to be known.
I move to go ahead and let Sharon Griffin do our cleaning at the community center.
I'll second it.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Everybody? Consider, discuss, and take action to adopt a resolution authorizing signatory for the city's CDBG grants. Any other questions?
What does that stand for?
Yeah. Thank you.
Oh, are you asking me?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I thought you were asking Mike, because he's over all of it. It's
What does it
communi-
stand for? That was the question. I'm not the one that asked that, but there was someone else that asked that. What does it stand for?
Block Grant.
Okay.
And what does it cover?
It's our grant, so we got a grant right now for a lift station, and it's just paperwork that needs to be signed during the grant process to authorize another signature on it.
Okay, so this is for the lift station?
The grant is, one of the grants, yes.
Oh, okay.
I move to adopt the resolution for the grant.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
That was everybody.
Yep.
Consider approval of amending resolution 2025-616 for age 65 years old and disabled person tax freeze.
I move to freeze them taxes.
I'll second.
I thought we could talk
Any
on
questions?
it.
Most definitely, please. Anytime somebody says anything about freezing taxes somewhere, I'm all for it. So I jumped on it, said
So
freeze them.
you're for keeping the freeze?
Yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am. But
Thank
any
you.
questions or
Yes,
commentary,
I know a lot
please,
of people who are,
please, we're
who
ready to
need
hear.
that freeze.
Most definitely, most definitely.
Yeah, we just passed it like
Good, yeah.
a year ago,
Yeah.
a little over a year ago. So, because that was my first month.
Okay, so we're keeping it?
Yes,
Keeping the
ma'am.
freeze. All right, that's good.
Do you have to vote on it? It just got passed.
Yeah, good.
Consider approval of resolution 2025-0616 to calculate the no new revenue tax rate and the voter approval tax rate.
I make the motion to approve the no new revenue tax rate.
Second. Meredith seconds. All in favor? Everybody?
I'm not voting that one.
You're opposing?
Okay. Consider approval of Larry Hassel for part-time employment with pay at the current hourly rate.
I make a motion to set that, because this guy's a great asset to the community.
I second.
All in favor? Mary, did you say aye? Sorry, I was looking. All right, that's everyone.
Yes, ma'am.
Consider approval of Cindy for part-time employment with pay at the current hourly rate.
I make the motion to proceed.
All in favor?
Aye.
That's everybody. Review and consider amending section 32.03 of the City of Hawkins Code of Ordinances concerning method of selection of police officers.
What's different? What's different about this?
I'm sorry. Go
It's
ahead.
more in detail is what I would say.
I make a motion to revise and amend section 32.03 of the City of Hawkins Code of Ordinances.
Second.
All in favor?
I'm not voting against, I'm not voting for that.
Abstain?
Abstain. Well, no, I'm not voting for it.
Oh, so you're voting no?
Yeah, I'm voting no.
Okay.
I'm gonna abstain.
Okay. So Jackie abstains.
Yeah.
Eric votes no. Dan, Mick, and Meredith vote yes.
Correct.
All right. 18, review and consider amending appeal section and grievances section of the City of Hawkins revised personnel policy manual.
I make the motion to review and amend the policy manual for the grievances section.
Can I get a second?
You have a question?
Oh, I'm sorry.
I thought we didn't have a policy manual. You ignored it previously, and now you're changing it?
No, this is a different policy. You
Well,
and I
it's
are
the
looking
same
at two
policy.
different policies.
Sorry, buddy.
You know,
I'm the
Wrong
one that's
policy.
going by the right one, and this has been such a contention that
Okay.
you've got to look at the right one.
Yeah, the right one was signed by the mayor in 1919 or 2019.
Alrighty, so I made a motion, Mick seconded.
All in favor?
Meredith.
No, mine's no.
Okay.
Eric opposed. Jackie opposed or something.
All right, so Jackie and Eric opposed. Dan, Mick, and Meredith, yes. There is one thing, like any citizens that did not get to speak that would like to.
Yes, sir. Mick seconded.
Norma.
I have given each council member and Madam Mayor a copy of this.
Okay, guys. I'm sorry.
I give each council member and you a copy of this, a draft that will probably be filed later this week or the first of next week, where I am contesting the election due to the election rules under the law not being followed. At the polling, there should be 3 officials at all times, and there were not. And there was not a complete vote always made available to the election committee. So I have filed to avoid the election, and we'll see where the courts take it.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else that wanted to speak that did not get to? Yes, ma'am.
I ran into the community center building and it was filthy. I had to clean it before I could even begin decorating it.
I'm sorry.
So my suggestion would be, if you're gonna have a function up there, have your lady go in and clean it for us, and then we go in and do our thing.
That's a great suggestion. I'll talk to Mandy about that, but I don't see that being a problem at
I
all.
mean, I cleaned it and I was okay, and then I cleaned it when I left.
Thank you.
So,
We're sorry that you had to do
I just
that.
wanted to share.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. I appreciate it. That's how we know we need to do something
And,
different.
well, it's the only way you're gonna know it.
Yes,
That's right.
thank you. Yes, ma'am.
I have a question.
Yes.
On 13, consider approval of amended resolution 2025-616 for over 65 years old and disabled person tax freeze. My husband has been disabled for years, and I almost lost him here just a few weeks ago.
I'm sorry.
So how do I get my taxes free?
Wood County Tax Department. Absolutely. All you need to do is proof and fill out an application. We passed this my first month in office, and it was brought to me by a citizen. Mineola
So where do
does
we
it.
go?
Wood County Equipment,
County clerk's
the
office.
county clerk's office there.
Second
And
floor of the
they
courthouse.
should be able to walk you through the whole thing.
It's right across the street, it's right across the street from the courthouse, on the south side of the courthouse.
They're in a temporary building right now.
Yeah, they
It's a
got
nice building that you go to.
I don't wanna contradict, but I know I took my grandma to the appraisal districts to sign that over 65 form. It's,
Okay.
you have the tax office where you pay, but if you're wanting to do any kind of a payment plan, a freeze, or any kind of adjustments, you drive down to Wood County Appraisal Office, and it's right past actually the Wood County Tax Office, which is to your left. It's on down on the outside of town and you'll see it. But they're really wonderful up there, they'll help you fill it out, they go through the questions, and if you qualify, they do up to, I think it's 3 years back. They'll walk you through and you fill it out right there, and I'd recommend doing it soon, because that contest period is what, May, June, July, so it counts for, you get as many years.
So Wood County Appraisal
Appraisal
District.
district, yeah, it's right past the tag office,
On the left side.
on the left side.
Nearly the last brick building you'll see if you
Before you get to the bridge.
Norma.
Going back to the whole police thing, so are y'all having like a meeting to write the policy? I mean, is everybody writing the policy together?
Yes.
Okay, and so how long is that going to take to do this new policy?
Honestly, once we get a few examples and we realize what we could use and what would pertain to Hawkins and other things that we find as needed, you know, or what pertains to just our town, I don't think it should take that long at all. I'm ready to hire a chief, but I don't think I could hand him the policy that we have right now, him or her, I'm sorry. And they say, yeah, I wanna do this, because it doesn't back them up at all. It doesn't support a chief having any type of a team. The policy isn't even passed. So I wouldn't do it. We need to get a policy and we need to pass it.
Whenever you decide you're gonna do a workshop, so
Yeah.
everyone can come, okay, so we'll be looking for that.
Right, exactly. Yeah. All right. Need a motion?
I make motion to dismiss.
All right.
I'll second it.
Second, all in favor? All right, thank y'all very much.